Better than Banter, a commentary on the first presidential debate of 2024 inch. By Jesus and Andy. C. 2024. I don't know about you, but I was bummed out watching the first presidential debate of 2024. I watched Presidents Biden and Trump go back and forth. I listened, but I imagined something even better. As I watched the debate, I imagined that the same Jesus who possesses me, possessed Donald Trump. I'm sure the spirit of Jesus was with Trump, but I imagine Trump was possessed with my Jesus. I watched the debate and so I can only imagine President Trump responding to President Biden like this. I don't blame you, Joe. I understand what's going on. Most of the country understands what's going on. I won't play the game. I am sorry for the dark road you decided to go down so long ago. I'm sorry for the mess you've gotten yourself into. I am sorry that you sold out our country and have brought us to the brink of war. But I guess it was bound to happen, Joe. I don't blame you. Your partners in crime call the shots. We all know. At this point, even CNN viewers know. I can only guess that they are going along with this control grab out of fear and intimidation, not stupidity. I imagine Trump looking in the camera and saying, most of us see what's going on, and it's really scary. We see the control coming to take our country and our freedoms. We sense the impending challenges that those who do not love America intend to bring upon us. So all you good and reasonable people of every color and creed, let's not fall for the race baiting. Instead, let us remember our roots and what enabled America to break from tyranny. America was once a refuge from the control mongers of the world. America decided to be better than a democracy, and established a republic of mostly autonomous local democratic governments. Our American republic started as a network of little local democracies who used representatives to work with neighboring communities, and who carefully limited the powers given to representatives and the central hub. A republic of divided federal branches is even better than a democracy. The American framers gave the world a constitutional democratic republic, which is the opposite of a top-heavy democracy where the majority quickly claims the right to do harm to the minority, and where the darkness of central control quickly takes hold. No. He would drop his hand hard on the stand, no. Too much was sacrificed for us to give up on liberty. We can peacefully dismantle top-heavy and entrenched local governments. God gives us the right to peacefully rethink our communities without the intimidation of the central governments claiming to serve in the people's best interest. Some ideas will work better than others. Some communities will be different than others. Everyone will learn from what works best. Get a community to agree, and you have the beginnings of a happy and healthy heaven on earth. The American founders gave the world something great, but it couldn't outlast the ever-creeping darkness of centralized authority, and the creation of virtual kingdoms of power and control and powerful corporate hierarchies. The founding Americans cautiously gave some authority to a central hub for limited state and federal responsibilities, but as always, the people slowly begin to shirk the responsibility to liberty, and call for a king, or a party or president to follow. This very human tendency is idolatry to authority. And to the tradition you learned growing up. To be idolatrous does not usually mean evil, but it means unwilling to humbly search because you already have the answer found in the idol. And usually willing to do or think violence to others in order to defend that idol, and willing to cancel and silence people who don't uphold the accepted tradition. Our forefathers cautiously gave limited authority and the king is now back in his castle. And don't be fooled by conjecturing which man. It is the whole system. A global hierarchy. In my imagination, Trump did not banter with Biden, although Biden deserved it. In my imagination, Trump did not mock him or put him down, but only stated the truth and felt the sadness of deception, the freeing relief and humble and genuine dependence on no man, but God. Instead of bantering, I imagine that Trump said many great and inspiring things as he has done before, especially in his State of the Union addresses, which have been absolutely wonderful and historic. But tonight President Trump bantered. Maybe his advisors told him we needed the old Trump to get the ratings, but in my view, we are past that. Trump has proven to be a very adept president for anyone who actually looked at the results of his tenure. I don't want showmanship. I wish Trump would have said many great and inspiring things, and ended with something like Jesus would say to my heart. Like, I have an idea, everyone gather in your closest proximity of 100 households for a competition. Each locality of 100 households will share amongst yourselves and come up with a solution to community governance that everyone in your group agrees to. Use your creativity to fix your local governments and schools and make them better and more efficient. Make them less the way it is, less good OL boys network, less power to the established elite and more shared responsibility among the entire community. Trump would say, it is a contest. Which community of 100 households can figure out a solution for the most well-run community in the country? They'll win $1 million and the library of ideas will inspire solutions that don't require giving away your sole allegiance to God himself, and no man. Can you imagine? I wish Trump would have said something like that. Or something even better. If he did, maybe right now the world would be thinking of ways that we could re-establish the united and community-minded American character. I have read US and world history closely, and most people abhorred the growing pains of America. Most Americans opposed slavery. But the sours of discord remind you of your grievances, and stir you up to desperation and hate, so that you can fight and die in their wars, while they can divvy up the spoils. Do the contest. He'd challenge the CNN studio audience and worldwide viewers. Do the contest and let's see if we can get the power back to the families and communities where it belongs. I wonder if Trump knows that in Babylon, all people learn to idolize a central person or body of people. It is a tendency of all of us fallen men to hide our fears in an idol, especially an idol of control. In Zion there is no man to idolize, because Jesus and the still small voice work on communities by prayer, discussion, and by faith, not man's authority. At least Jesus puts it in my heart to believe this to be true. And I've seen lots of examples of it in my studies. Babylon's central feature is a central figure. A human and essential man claimed authority ordained to wield it to safeguard and administer their sacred tradition. The pattern is in every hierarchy of man where leaders and followers do not want discussion because they believe they have the truth. They intimidate rather than deeply discuss and pray. When most churches and organizations believe that they know the mind and will of God, and that the other church and organization is wrong, you will know you're in Babylon. The authority that Joseph Smith claimed was a responsibility to Zion. We've all gone astray, Joe. I'm not going to banter. The mote is too big in my own eye to judge you, Joe. You and Jesus will handle that. Maybe one of these communities comes up with an innovative way to run a community with the most participation possible while delegating the least responsibility as possible. Authority when wielded by man is Frodo's ring, Joe, and once worn man's nature will turn, and his vision darken to not part with it. The spirit of autonomous communities is central to our nation of liberty, and it's the way we give the ring of power to Jesus. We can face the coming challenges, and with humility and earnest and unintimidated discussion, maybe an even stronger and more heavenly republic can be achieved in the end. That's my prayer. And I'll work incrementally toward this better republic as your president. In my sacred imagination, Trump would say something like this, probably better. Definitely better than Banter.